Hello everyone and welcome back to another professional prep video. In this video we're going to discuss constructors, and first and foremost you should know that we've already talked a little bit about constructors. However, this is not only going to be a review. This is going to focus 100% on constructor methods, and we'll be covering a lot more information in this video. So here on my screen I have the car class, which we are now used to with the testing method with the Toyota object. So let's take a look at this statement here. Car Toyota equals new car 2015 to start. So this statement tells us a lot. It tells us that Toyota is the object and that car is the class. We can infer that. We can say that the first class, the first time car is used here, that's going to be the data type of Toyota. And the second time that car is used is the constructor method. And this new keyword here provides memory for the new object. So let's go over a quick thing. Constructors have the same name as the class, and they are neither void nor return methods. And here is our example of a constructor. It's public, takes in a parameter, sets it equal. As you can see, it has that same name, car, as the class. Both of them are car, and it doesn't have a void or a return. So there's your example of that. And now let's head into some attributes, I should say. So attributes like this one, we already covered that they should be private. However, there's some more information about that in regards to constructors. So attributes can be primitive data types or objects. So up till now we've been using these primitive data types, but let's add in an object. So when we have an object as an attribute, we would need another class here. Like I'm going to put in private wheel. And oftentimes you'll see the same name with the class name capitalized on these object attributes. We'd need another class wheel, which I don't have, but I'm just going to show everyone how to use object attributes here. So there's our object wheel, and let's put in another thing we need to be very careful of is aliasing in this case. So let's put in right here that we are also going to accept, this is from our wheel class, we're going to take a wheel C for company. This is obviously, in order to actually run this, you'd need another wheel class, which would have a company and a .getCompany method. So company would be an attribute in it, and .getCompany would be a method in it, which would return the company. That's something that we know how to do at this point, obviously, so I'm just going to explain how to do this to you, and then you can try it out on your own if you're interested. So this is our new constructor, and so there's some things to be careful of here. So say that we just put in here, let's just put in wheel equals C. So we might think that we are all set as far as declarations go. Then we can put another get and a set and reference the wheel class, but it's not that easy. So this runs into aliasing issues. We talked about aliasing a couple chapters ago. So check out that video if you're confused. I believe it's called Comparing Objects on what aliasing is. However, this runs us into aliasing issues because we do not use this new operator to create a new object altogether and provide memory for that. So let me show you the proper way to do that. Don't just set it equal like it's a primitive data type. You need to put in wheel equals new wheel, and we see that keyword wheel. This is obviously assuming that we have a wheel constructor with the company. So then we're going to put w.getCompany. We'd need a wheel class altogether in order to do this, in order to actually execute it without an error. However, this is the proper way to write it when we have an object as one of our attributes. So proper way to construct object attribute. we'll keep that in mind. That's really important. So if you're ever coding and you have one of your attributes to be an object or a reference data type, then come back to this video. This is the proper way to construct it inside of this class. Then we need a new wheel class, like I said, but this was the proper way to do that. So that's how we do with that without any aliasing issues, just like that. So now let's get rid of this. That was just to show everyone how to do that. The other thing I wanted to say was multiple or overloaded constructors, same thing. They allow more options while creating objects, obviously. So let me give you an example. So we have private int year. So far we have a constructor method that takes in and sets a year with a parameter to create an object. So if we have another public car, this is an overloaded constructor now. We have two constructors, obviously both with the class name of car. Let's let this one be not taking a parameter, and it automatically sets the year to 2018, or let's put in 2020, why not? So now we have overloaded constructors, and this gives us more options when we're creating our objects down here. So now let's say that we have a car Subaru, and I want the year of the Subaru to be 2020. We just put in new car. I'm going to comment that out, and I'm actually going to copy that, paste it, and we're going to do Subaru.getYear here. So now this is going to run for our Subaru.getYear. It's going to construct the car Subaru. It's going to see that there's no parentheses. It's going to find that constructor call. It sets the year to 2020. So when we do Subaru.getYear, it's a get method. It returns the year, which you can see right here, and it should be 2020 because that is what we have set it to. And sure enough, we do get 2020. So that is how that works with overloaded constructors. So that just allows more options while creating objects, because now we can create it both of these ways. And if we had more attributes, like if I added in a miles per hour or mileage or anything attribute, then we can have another constructor. It can use one of two parameters, etc. You can do whatever you want with that. And the last thing you should know, you might be wondering, what if there isn't a constructor? So if that's the case, if we don't have any constructors here, you want to make sure to have a constructor so you can construct objects the way that you want. However, if there's no constructor present, then Java is going to give its default values, which vary for data type. So for strings, the default value is null. For ints, it's 0. For doubles, it's 0.0. For booleans, it's false. And for objects, it's null. So those are the default values that Java will provide if there's no constructor method. But that's all I have for you for this video on constructors. I hope everyone has a good day today. Please let me know if you have any questions. Leave them in the comments. Shoot us an email. Please make sure to subscribe and like this video. And we'll see you next time for a lesson on documentation with comments. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.